to get to the window.
Is that the window you guys went out?
Yes, this was the window we went out, rolled down the roof.
They aren't even 10 years old yet, but thanks to the quick thinking of these Southeast Portland girls, they managed to escape a house fire unharmed. And they are with us in the studio today, along with their mother, who did suffer some burns on her hand. And we're going to talk to you about that in just a moment. So let me first introduce you all. This is, sitting next to me, Loraina, 9 years old, Cora, 6 years old, and then Mom, Lindsay Krewson. Thanks so much for coming in.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, and so girls, this happened, it was last Wednesday when your home caught fire, and you two were playing in your room. Can you tell us about what you were doing when you noticed that something was wrong?
Well, we saw smoke coming through the door.
Smoke coming through the door?
Yeah.
And so what was your first reaction?
Frightened, kind of scared.
Mm-hmm. And so then I know one of you went to feel the, was it the doorknob?
Mm-hmm. I felt the doorknob.
You felt the doorknob, and you felt that it was warm, and so what was your first reaction then as far as what you should do?
I was just coughing.
Mm-hmm. And you knew not to open the door.
Mm-hmm.
And so what was your next step then? Because you were on the second story of your house?
Yeah, because if we opened up the door, the fire would have came in.
Uh-huh. And because you'd learned that before. And so you went to the window, it sounds like, and what did you do from there?
Well, like when I went to the window, or how I got to the window.
Well, you went to the window, and it sounds like you opened it?
No, I knocked down the security thing to get in, to open the window, and I grabbed my little sister Cora because she couldn't get up to the window because it's like right here to her.
Okay, and then you two got out. You managed to help your sister, and you both got out. Now, your mom was downstairs when you woke up. And Lindsay, tell us about what went through your head when you realized there was a fire.
Well, I was taking a nap because I worked night shift, and I just was kind of confused when I woke up, and there's all this smoke in the room. And when it hit me that the house was on fire, I ran to the door and opened it up. And it was just fire on the ceiling coming down and black smoke. So I knew they were upstairs because that's where they were sent to play for a little bit. And so I felt my way up the stairs and through the fire, and then went up there, and when I opened the door, it all came kind of behind me. And so I saw them out on the roof, and they were screaming. And so I went out there, and we screamed for help. And then my daughter, Taylor, was downstairs in the basement. So I jumped off to the shed, and then had them jump to me, and then from the shed down to the ground, and then again caught them, and then ran out and knocked on Taylor's window.
Who was in the basement.
Who was in the basement.
And the most important part about this story is that they had gone through this before as a drill. As a mom, you have always thought it was really important that they know the fire evacuation route. Why was it that you, because I've never done that. I never did that growing up. I've never done that where I live now. Why did you think they needed to know how to get out of the house in case there were ever a fire?
Well, I grew up that way because when I was about Loraina's age, we had a family next door that passed away in a fire. So my dad always had us do fire plans, and we were going to meet at the, across the street away from the house, and we go meet there. Don't try to find anybody because we don't hide. And so it was really important for them, being in such a big house, and for my other children, whenever we moved rooms around, that we knew where to go and where to meet, and not to open doors that were hot, and to hide.
Yeah, what's been the reaction, girls, from just your classmates and people? Because that was pretty smart that you knew exactly what to do and how to get out of the house. Have you had a big reaction from people?
Well, yes, kind of. Well, it's just that kind of sad because I keep on thinking about them and it upsets me. So I had to go to the counselor's office.
Yeah, but I mean, you too, you managed to get out. You just said maybe a bruise from the jumping, but you're okay, and you're here, and you're alive, and everyone thinks you're just so brave for what you did. Now, I did mention, Lindsay, that you did get some burns in the fire. How are you doing?
I'm doing better. I can move my fingers again, and it's getting better.
Yeah.
So it's not permanent, and way smaller than what could have happened. So I consider myself lucky. And the school has been a big help. With donations, the community is helping.
Because you did lose, I know you guys lost most of your toys and clothing and everything. Well, we do have a special surprise for you guys today. We want to bring on Lieutenant Damon Simmons with the Portland Fire and Rescue, and he has some plaques for you. Yeah, and little medals. So what do you think about that?
Thank you.
And why was this something that...
We're so proud of you guys. You know, you made a plan and you executed it in a scary and dangerous situation. I can't say enough about how happy we are to hear that you guys had that plan in place and that you followed it and you got out safely. You did such a great job.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So pretty cool, huh? Because a lot of times I know, you guys see it where it goes the other way and there's tragedy. So to see these little girls and... Yeah, it just makes me so happy. You know, a lot of people get scared. Sometimes kids will hide or things like that. But you guys did the right thing. You got out of the house and you went to your meeting spot and you found your parents and you're safe. So great job. Good job, girls. And also, Studio 6 wants to give you guys a gift card from Macy's.
Cool.
So we're hoping that that will help as well with some of the, maybe the clothing that you lost in that fire. And I know also a website has been set up to help with donations for your family, because you are trying to rebuild your entire life. And so we're going to put that information on our website as well, coinstudio6.com. We will have a link to that website to help the Krewson family. But again, thank you so much for coming in and sharing your story, girls, and Lindsay. And thank you, Lieutenant, for coming in and giving them a proper reward. All right, Jake, what's coming up next?